What up YouTube, G4Elita here once again, and this video is basically me talking about One Piece Pirate Warriors 2, the fact that it's already been announced and got a 2013 release date, which is pretty crazy to me, considering that the game, most of us people in North America, we just got the game at the end of September, like September 26th, I think. So the fact that they already revealing One Piece Pirate Warriors 2, that shit's kind of unheard of, because that's a fast ass sequel, but basically this game is supposed to take place in the New World. It's supposed to pick up where the first one left off, and you're supposed to do shit in the New World, doing the New World arcs and shit, and that's difficult to me because I don't see how they're going to do that, considering the Straw Hats aren't that far into the New World yet. There's only been 2 arcs there so far, the Horty Jones arc and the Caesar arc, there's only been those 2 arcs, so it's kind of like, how are they going to do a sequel on this? I'm just curious to see how they're going to do this. I'm not thinking it's a bad thing, well, it can be a bad thing, because I feel like in this scenario, this is where DLC will come into play. This is the situation where DLC would be acceptable, when you don't got enough content to make another full game, but you got enough good content that you can add on to the first game. I feel like they shouldn't make this its own game because it's not enough content. It wouldn't be enough content on there because it's not enough arcs and shit. Especially if they're going to put it at the same price as the first game, which was $50. So it'll be $50 for 2 arcs and new modes and shit. I feel like that's a bit overkill. I feel like in this situation, it actually probably could have been DLC. Pay $10 for 2 new arcs and pay $5 for the new modes and shit, or $1 per new character or something like that, or character bundles where it's like $5 get 5 new playable characters. I feel like they should have did it that way instead of making it its own new game, because like I said, we just bought this shit. We just bought the first one in September, so this is a quick sequel, a very quick fucking sequel that they making right here, but they said they're gonna improve on the things, they're gonna improve on some things from the first game, and which I do kind of agree that some things should be fixed. I kind of would hope that in this game they will expand upon more characters other than Luffy, because I feel like there was a lot of Luffy worship in the first game. Like they focused more on his story and kind of ad-libbed everybody else's story. Like I understand One Piece is about Luffy, but I feel like they should have spotlighted the other Straw Hats more too. Like we should have been able to do the story mode over from all the Straw Hats' point of view, like whenever they enter the arc, because I'm not saying we gonna have Chopper fighting Buggy and shit. I'm talking about from when they enter, you should be able to do all the storylines. Not all the story, but where they enter the storylines and do all of it from their point of view. I feel like if they expanded upon that shit, the first game would have had so much more replay value. But they didn't do that in the first game. In the first game, you could do this shit over again, but it still focuses on things from Luffy's perspective, even though you're playing as somebody like Zoro, Sanji, or Brook or somebody. I feel like you should be able to they should have story modes for all the other characters, so I feel like if they do that for 2, okay, I can see why maybe they might make it its own game. I hope they do that, because I would love to go back and do the story mode from the beginning all the way, just seeing it from Zoro's perspective, or doing everything from Sanji's perspective. I would love to be able to do that shit, have my own little side quests I could do with them. I would love to be able to do Whitebeard's story and see how things was on his end. I would love to be able to play as Ace and start from the Spade Pirates and work my way all the way up to the Whitebeards, all the way to his death. I would love to have been able to do that, but they didn't do that in the first game. In the first game, it's primarily just Luffy play. I know they got the online playing like that in the multiplayer, but like I said, you don't get to see the other people's storylines from their perspective, you know. But anyways, I just hope they add that shit to part 2, you know, Pirate Warriors 2, you know, but they probably didn't. But anyways, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that shit. I don't know if you guys was aware that they was releasing a sequel so soon, but yeah, it's definitely coming, and I'm a One Piece fan, so even though I feel like this is overkill, paying another $50 is kind of fucked up, but I'm a One Piece fan. I have to go out and I have to purchase this. I have to support their games so they can make more games. I have to support them, so I'll be buying it. But anyways, you can hit me down in the comments below. Tell me how you feel about it. Are you happy about the new game? Are you angry about the game? Or do you think they should wait, you know, to put out a new sequel? But anyways, hit me down in the comments below. Subscribe to me if you haven't, and please, if you haven't, go to my Facebook fan page and like that fan page, you know, if you haven't already. But anyways, G4 Leader here, signing off.